Hi guys, this is Mrs. Bastelica here. I am going to be working with you on definitions for our next set of vocabulary words. Those are all going to be nouns. As I'm sure you guys remember, nouns are people, places, things, or ideas. Let's get started. As I go, as usual, please write the definition in the second column of your note sheet. Our first word is animosity. Billy felt animosity towards Rachel for breaking up with him. You can see Billy there. He looks like he's in a world of hurt. Animosity means strong dislike. So, of course, it's a feeling or an idea that you have. Next, antagonist. In The Lion King, Scar is Simba's antagonist. As you can see, they're fighting there. So an antagonist must be an enemy. It is a person that a main character usually is fighting with. Next, encounter. Most people want to avoid an encounter with their ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend. That's a meeting. You don't want to meet because it's super awkward because there are still hurt feelings. So you avoid the encounter with that ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend. Next, a dilemma. A dilemma is, if you were invited to two parties for the same date, you would face a dilemma when you had to pick which party to attend. As you can see in the picture here, the guy doesn't know which path to take. If you have more than one party on the same day, it's a difficult decision. So a dilemma is a situation requiring a difficult choice. When you're facing a dilemma, you're not sure what choice to make or which path to follow. Next, inclination. Take a look at Ms. Wilson's cute little daughter there. Mrs. Wilson's daughter always has the inclination to ham it up as soon as she sees her mom take out her camera. So as you can see, this little girl has a tendency to do something. I know I have the inclination to wake up early, even on the weekends. It's just a tendency. I can't control it. So an inclination is a tendency to do something. Next, zeal. SpongeBob has such zeal for his job at the Krusty Krab that he couldn't stand taking the thought of taking a vacation. We know SpongeBob is extremely passionate about his job. So he has zeal, enthusiastic devotion, intense enthusiasm, or simply passion. Next, acclaim. Beyoncé has received much acclaim for her singing, including numerous Grammy Awards. When you win a lot of awards, and when you are as fabulous as Beyoncé, you receive a lot of praise. So acclaim is praise. Next, a deterrent. The invisible electric fence is a deterrent to the neighbor's dog who likes to run away. It keeps the dog from running away, so it must be something that discourages or prevents a certain action. So the electric fence acts as a deterrent to the dog running away. It keeps the dog there. Speed bumps are deterrents to speeders. It slows them down. It discourages people from speeding through a neighborhood. Next, implication. When the teacher told us to study, the implication was that we were having a test. So you know when the teacher says something like, it would be a good idea to learn these words carefully, the implication of that statement is the idea that's communicated indirectly. It's like a hint. So when you see someone smiling, the implication is they're happy. When you see someone crying, the implication is that they're sad. An implication is something a person tells you without saying it directly. It's a hint. Next, inequity. Rosa Parks sat in the front of the bus to protest against the inequities against African Americans. You all know the story of Rosa Parks and how she was fighting against the unfair treatment of Black Americans. So inequity must mean an injustice or something unfair, an unfairness. So the Jim Crow laws of the South before the 1950s were inequities in American society. Moving right along, allusion. You know who that guy is, right? William Shakespeare. Shakespeare used many allusions to famous historical figures and mythology in his writing. So Shakespeare didn't write Greek mythology, but if he made a reference to Zeus, the Greek god, then he's making an allusion. An allusion is an indirect reference to something already commonly known. It's a noun, of course, it's a thing. So anytime someone makes a reference that they think their audience is going to get without them having to explain it directly, that's an allusion. And a euphemism. As you can see, this woman is pregnant. One of the euphemisms for being pregnant is expecting. Similarly, we have euphemisms for things like death. Some people use the euphemism pass away to describe death. A euphemism is a mild term used as a substitute for one that is considered offensive or unpleasant. A euphemism is a term that doesn't offend. Instead of saying he died, people prefer saying he passed away because it's a less offensive term. Believe it or not, at one point in time, saying a woman was pregnant was considered impolite, or it was considered offensive. Instead, people would say expecting or in the family way. So euphemisms are nice ways of saying things that people might find offensive. And that's the end of our presentation. Please make sure that you've completed the definitions as well as your mental models and antonyms. Thank you.